Tell me your name and what you do for FMC.
So my name is Brandon Schrage. I'm the technical service manager for Nebraska, Colorado, Wyoming, and parts of Kansas.
We would like to talk about something called soybean gall midge and how we manage that in 2020, because that's not that far away, right? So tell us a little bit about this this pest and what we need to know, and then how do we need to fight it.
So the midge species as a whole, or the midge genre, is not that uncommon in soybeans. You know, Asia's documented it for a number of years as a pest. What's interesting is in the last couple, we've seen a new species plague parts of the Missouri River Valley. You know, South Dakota, Nebraska, Western Iowa, and so Rosalia maxima is the species name. And what's so interesting about it is you get multiple generations within the same year. And so trying to manage this pest has proven difficult. We know that a lot of your foliar insecticides, pyrethroids, will control that adult fly stage, but knowing when to time that, we're still doing a lot of research to pin that down.
So is there a best way to manage that, or is that something we're still kind of experimenting with?
We're still experimenting for the most part. You know, the larvae are mobile, but we do see that they infest mostly the first 100 feet or so bordering of soybean fields. And so crop rotation is always a big key. You're still trying to pin down where they're overwintering, whether it may be in ditch banks, host weed species, but crop rotation is always a good idea. We're always trying to manage what we can do as far as a cultural standpoint. We think that tillage might have an impact on them, but to tell you the truth, we just have a lot of work to do yet.
Yeah. So looking ahead to 2020 season, we might know more by then, you think, or do we need to go probably through another season to get more information?
Yeah, so FMC is partnering with universities like University of Nebraska, working with the entomologists to try to give them the tools that they need to do these sort of internal trials in order to find out when we need to apply our pesticides, how we can manage this pest, and how it's moving. We first started hearing about gall midge in 2014. It's progressed substantially since then. But our hope is that with the greenhouse experiments we're conducting, looking at some different field trials, we'll have an answer for those guys coming this fall so that we can start off 2020 on a good foot.
How significant is it, or can it be, in terms of a problem?
Oh, very significant. So we're fortunate in that it doesn't integrate very far into soybean fields. It's usually the 100 feet around the edge per se, but in that 100 feet we've seen yield loss as much as 80%. And so what this larvae will do is it'll actually burrow into the side of the stem and wallow it out, so to speak. And when we have any kind of rain, or it'll essentially wilt and die, because you lose that translocation ability of nutrients and water. And so it's very detrimental where it does impact, and so we want to get a handle on it quickly.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Brandon, for visiting with me and telling us more about this subject. And here from Ag Media Summit, I'm Chuck Zimmerman.